What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with the episode 4 Instagram Unpopular Opinions. This is the last episode of the Instagram edition, but do not fear because they are not going anywhere. The next edition will be the Facebook edition, so look out early next week where we'll be writing a post where you can reply all your unpopular opinions and we will be responding to them next week. And let's start off. You ready for this one, Sim?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Let's go.
First one is from Harry G64, and he says, a midfield trio of Lo Celso, Ndombele and Højbjerg is second best in the league. Only Man United and Chelsea are debatable and City are the clear best.
So we could be fourth best. Is that what you said? So we're not definitely second best.
I don't know how Liverpool don't even get a mention.
I think in terms of quality, you got to say... I think individual players, if you take R3 and Liverpool's 3, you probably rate R3 a bit higher.
So Liverpool's Henderson, Fabinho,
and
Wijnaldum.
Maybe not actually.
And
you're comparing.
The thing is, you're comparing that to an Ndombele. I know everyone knows about how good he can be, but at the moment he's just not there.
Exactly. I think you got to say Fabinho's better than Højbjerg. And then you got Ndombele up against like Wijnaldum. Probably Wijnaldum might just scrape that.
At the moment, Wijnaldum's in clear in head of
I do like Wijnaldum. I think Wijnaldum's very underrated. I'm a big fan of his. And I think Lo Celso is probably, as a quality player, better than Henderson. But Henderson's had an amazing season.
Yeah.
In terms of the others, Chelsea, Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. I'm a big fan of all three of those players. Kovacic
is a baller, really.
I think it all depends on Ndombele. If he can really turn it around, it puts us above those midfield options. But then you've got City, Rodri, De Bruyne, already they're above us.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Chelsea. Oh, we said Chelsea.
Man United,
Pogba, Fernandes and Matic.
Yeah.
Or McTominay even.
I mean, you would put Højbjerg above Matic, but then you got Pogba against Ndombele.
And Bruno against Lo
Celso. So you'd say Man U. You would have to say Man U.
But I think it could all change. I think we have potential to be a lot better.
For sure. Yeah,
we have potential to be one of the best in the league. It's just at the moment, if you're judging it right now, you got to say, yeah, probably fourth.
All right. Harry G is giving us another one, and he says, after the transfer window, we will potentially have the second best bench in the league. Chelsea are contenders, City first. We always have one of Ali, Ndombele, Lo Celso on the bench, Bergwijn, Moura, and potentially Bale and Benrahma. We only need a striker and a right back.
I don't know about best bench in the league. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, I love us, but
as unpopular opinion goes, that is very unpopular.
Tottenham will never, in the history of football, ever have the best bench in the league. It's never going to happen. We're not signing. We're not going to sign all those players. I hope we do. I can't see us having the best bench in the league. Look at the players City have on the bench.
He says second best bench in the league.
Behind City.
Behind City and potentially Chelsea are contenders as well, he said.
Well, Chelsea now with Ziyech in the squad, and Werner means one of Abraham is going to be on the bench, isn't he? And I think potentially it could be better than Chelsea's. Definitely not better than City's. Liverpool's as well is probably clear. Who else is there? Then probably better than Arsenal's. It's not bad, shout, but it's like it depends if everyone's fit. We never have everyone fit.
Exactly.
Never ever. So,
Dr. Tottenham here to see you now. Højbjerg hasn't had an injury for like 4 years.
Yeah, he's not going to.
Trust me, he's getting injured this season.
His first training session will get injured.
All right, let's move on. Ollie Ablit, he says we would have got top 4 if injuries and VAR had not cursed us.
I think injuries, he has a point. I think if injuries hadn't, if the worst injury crisis I've ever seen from a football club didn't take place, then I think we probably would have got a top 4. I think we were actually building quite good momentum after that Villa game.
We were getting good results. I don't think we were playing well, but we were getting good results.
Yeah, when we beat Villa 3-2 at Villa Park for that last-minute Son goal, we moved, I think, a point behind Chelsea or something.
And then we didn't win games.
And then Son got injured for 3 months. Bergwijn got injured. And we just couldn't hit a barn door. And I think if it wasn't for injuries, I think we would have made top 4. I don't know about VAR. We've had a few bad decisions. We've had a few good decisions as well go for us. So although we've been screwed over, we've had it the other end. So you can't really say VAR. But in terms of injuries, I think you have a point. I think we would have made top 4.
I think he's got a very big point.
Considering as well, looking how City and Chelsea actually ended the season, they only finished on 66 points. So we could have easily made up 7 points somewhere.
And Ollie again. He's sent us quite a lot. He's got 4 unpopular opinions here. This next one is: we have a better man-for-man starting 11 than Man United and Chelsea.
Right now, I would think so.
Well, let's just look at it. Goalkeepers, I think we got better goalkeepers than both of them. Right back,
Wan-Bissaka I'll put ahead.
Yeah.
And then Aspilicueta or Reece James probably go ahead of Aurier.
Yeah. Okay. Left back, Ben Davis.
You got to say
Manu Shaw.
I reckon he would get into Chelsea's team at left back, but probably Luke Shaw probably gets ahead of him.
Centre-backs.
I think we get the best centre-backs.
Yeah, I think
Toby, Dyer and Sanchez probably better than...
Well,
we've got Lindelof, Maguire.
If you're making a pairing out of those 3 teams, you're probably putting Maguire with Toby.
Yeah. But I think Lindelof's actually not bad, but I think we're better than Chelsea's for sure. Rudiger and Zuma and them lot waste men.
Lindelof's not bad. Did you not see him in the semi-final of the Europa League?
It was terrible. That was terrible. I think overall he's actually been okay this season, but I think Sanchez and Toby, I would probably put them number 1. Ahead of Maguire, Lindelof, just about, because I think Toby's class, and Dyer as well. Obviously, he's got great potential. He's played quite well. So I put Spurs probably the best centre backs.
Centre mids.
Who are you
putting in a double pivot out of all those 3 teams? You're probably putting
Pogba
and Kovacic.
Probably maybe Pogba and Lo Celso.
Maybe
Pogba and Lo Celso.
Yeah,
I would say. I think Kante's kind of lost it a bit. Jorginho is class, but I don't think he doesn't suit a double pivot, and I don't think he's probably as good as Lo Celso in that role. And then you got you probably put Lo Celso and Pogba there with Bruno Fernandes and attacking mid.
Yeah.
You'd probably put
Son on the left.
Yeah, Son gets in that team.
Kane up front, and Martial or Rashford on the right or something.
Does Martial get ahead of Son?
Or Pulisic?
I don't think Pulisic is there yet.
He is class.
He's class, but I don't think he's as good as Son or Rashford or Martial. Does Rashford get in ahead of Son?
Nah, I think you got to put Son ahead of Rashford.
Rashford did get 17 goals.
True.
Son got 11 goals.
True, but some of those games he was playing straight up front, but so was Son.
I love Son. I want Son to be getting more goals than he does. He has to be getting that 15-goal mark. He just has to.
But how many times have we said he is second best left winger in the league?
Yeah.
Apart from Mane.
But
back to the original question. Man for man starting 11. I think if you take it all in an isolated situation, if you look at our 11 against Chelsea's 11 as a combined 11, you would say more Spurs players get in.
Yeah, I think at the moment, but then you got Ziyech and Werner coming in.
Yeah, but you can't compare that right now. And if you look at Spurs against Man U, you probably just about have a few more Spurs players in there as well.
I think Man United actually might have more players than us.
Anyway, let us know in the comment section below.
I don't know. Man for man, I think we...
So you think it's Man U, Spurs, Chelsea?
Yeah, just at the moment.
And then there's new signings will probably take them above us.
Then hopefully we get some new signings.
Yeah.
But I think hopefully we can be more of a team. But yeah, at the moment it's Man U, Spurs, Chelsea. That's how I see it.
All right. Next one from Ollie is, we are 2 great fullbacks off a title-winning side. Get Dumfries now.
2 great fullbacks of a title winning side. I want Dumfries. I really want Dumfries.
When you did that right back video, literally all the comments were just about Dumfries.
Yeah, I know. 100%. I want him. I don't think we'll sign him because I just think he's just too obvious.
Not experienced right back.
He's too good. He's too obvious for us to get him. We need to get someone who's not as good, more of a risk. That's what we need. I think fullbacks are a big issue for us, and I think if we do get a good right back, we could really be seriously challenging.
Fullbacks have been an issue for us since Kyle Walker left.
Yeah, and I think it's right. I think we have a lot of quality in midfield now, and I think we have a lot of quality up front as well in the attacking positions. So, as soon as we sort out the defence and the fullbacks, I think you might have a point. We might be challenging. I think with Mourinho's team as well, we've shown we can. At the back end of last season, we can be consistent. If we can carry that on, then you never know. So yeah, fullback issues need to be sorted ASAP.
All right. All 3 of our centre-backs, Davinson Sanchez, Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld, are in the top 10 centre-backs in the league. Now, I was discussing this last night with a friend, and I made my top 5 centre-backs in the league. And top 5, I put Virgil van Dijk, Laporte, this is not really in order, but this is the order I went in. Joe Gomez, Toby Alderweireld, Maguire. So the next 5 is interesting because you'd probably put Sionchu, number 6, maybe.
You put Sionchu. Who else is there? You probably put. Yes, you've got Joe Gomez. You probably put. Yeah, wow. There's not a.
I was saying there's a lack of good centre backs in the Premier League.
There's not a lot of good centre backs, is there? Lindelof.
Does Dunk get in there?
Lewis Dunk in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean.
Bloody hell. I like Dunk. I think he's a good
He's a
centre
good
back.
centre-back.
I do like Dunk. Who else do you put in there?
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Who else do you put in there? There's not a
Rudiger,
lot.
Christensen.
No, Christensen, no. Rudiger, maybe Rudiger. But even that, I don't rate Rudiger that highly. I think he's good. Lindelof. So I think Sanchez probably does make in the top 10. Even
Dyer. We can't even name the centre backs who go in there.
There's not a lot of options, is there?
No.
Bloody hell. Who? Everton, no. Arsenal, you don't want any of their centre backs.
Ake.
Ake's
got to go in there.
He got relegated and he goes into the top 10
Yeah.
centre backs in the whole league. Otamendi, no. John
Ake.
Stones, Michael Keane. These are all people who aren't very good.
Yerry Mina. You know what I mean? There's not many good centre backs in the
Ben
Premier
Godfrey.
League. Ben Godfrey, no.
Who's Southampton centre backs? Who's it? Vestergaard. It's just like
Gary Cahill, Sacco. Because Palace kept a few clean sheets this year.
Yeah, I
Ben
think
Mee,
Sacco.
some Burnley centre backs.
Tarkowski maybe.
Maybe Tarkowski.
Tarkowski gets in the top 10. There is a dearth of good centre backs, isn't there? Maybe he has a point. Maybe on reflection he might have a point. But I think Lindelof gets in there.
Would you say, how does Lindelof stack up against Sanchez and
maybe
Dyer?
Johnny Evans?
Good.
I like Evans.
Yeah.
Johnny Evans, I think, is better than Solanchu. How does who's stacking him up against Dyer?
Lindelof against Sanchez or Dyer.
I think well.
Yeah.
I think he's good. I like
You
Lindelof.
think he's better than both of them?
I think Sanchez probably is better than him, but I think he's better than Dyer at the moment.
It's interesting because Dyer's probably going to be ahead of Sanchez in the pecking order.
Yeah, I think maybe in a couple of months we might be saying Dyer starting consistently and saying he's better. But
it's interesting because all our 3 centre backs are all better on the right hand side of defence than the left hand side. We really need a left hand side. The Ake would have been perfect.
yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, let us know in the comments. That's an interesting one. Maybe he isn't. Then maybe they all 3 are in the top 10 because there's not many good centre backs in the league. There's a dearth.
All right, let's move on. Amran Ajev, I can't really pronounce that. Sorry if I got it wrong. He says Ryan Sessegnon is a very good player who has the potential to be a world-class player, but he needs more game time.
I think everyone knows he needs more game time, but he needs to show more when he gets the opportunity. Whenever he starts a game, he needs to be showing more confidence in his play. He needs to be getting on the ball, taking more responsibility on the ball. He doesn't seem to do that. No runs in behind, no taking anyone on. So I think he has potential. We've all seen that. We all saw it at Fulham, and we've seen it in glimpses. But he needs to be showing more. I don't know about world class talent. I don't know about that. I think he has talent to be a very good left-sided player, but right now I don't see world class just yet.
For me, for the age he's at, you see, I look at players like Saka at Arsenal, who's 18 years old. I look at other players who are much younger than him, and just whenever he's on the pitch, he looks like a boy against men. You know what I mean? And he just doesn't fill me with confidence anytime I've seen him. And I think that the last time we've seen him consistently good is when he was 16 in the Championship. He came up in the Premier League for Fulham. He wasn't good. We signed him on the back of that for 25 million or whatever it was. And every time he's played for us, bar that one run in Munich when he scored the goal, I think he's been pretty poor, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he needs to be showing more. And the thing is, if he can get his act together and really start producing performances, he could really make that left back spot his own if he turns up.
Grabs, isn't it?
For sure, I think he can turn it up. If he turns up, he can definitely get that spot. But at the moment, he needs to be showing more. He's not showing it anywhere near enough. So I think there's not enough there to say he's a world class talent at the moment.
All right, let's move on to Morgan Steer 11. He said, this is an interesting one, Bale shouldn't be welcome if he comes back because of the way he treated the club before he left for Madrid.
It is interesting how Spurs fans view someone like Berbatov and someone like Bale.
Or Modric.
Like Berbatov first of all, no, I don't think we begrudge Modric that much. But
yes, but hearing all the news that came out this week, Modric was saying how he went on Abramovich's yacht before they made the offer.
Snake.
You know what I mean? That's snake moves. And
before anything, before Chelsea made an offer, before anything, he's meeting Abramovich on the yacht to say, look, let's get a deal.
He's like,
done.
I never forgave Daniel Levy for blocking my dream move. You're going to bloody Chelsea.
No, he said that about Madrid, not about Chelsea.
Oh, but I thought he let him go to Madrid though.
No, because he kept rejecting rejecting offers or something. I think he was angry at Levy for blocking the Chelsea move though, because he agreed and he also said he was more likely to win titles at Chelsea than he was at Spurs, which is true, but just hurts to hear it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think he was a bit snaky when he at the end of his Spurs career, Modric. But credit where credit's due, he didn't get his move to Chelsea, and he buckled down and had a really good season.
Player of the year that year for us.
I don't know if he got Player of the Year, but he had a really good season.
Scott Parker,
but he had a great season. Then he earned his move to Madrid. So I think credit where credit's due there. But Bale and Berbatov, they both refused to play at the end, and yet Berbatov is seen as a player who gets a lot of hate, and Bale's always welcome back.
Yeah, but the thing is with both of them, Berbatov goes to a Premier League rival. You never like to see a player going to a rival. If you go to Real Madrid, I think you get a bit of a pass.
Yeah, but Bale was nearly joined United.
Yeah, but he didn't. He went to Real Madrid
only because we rejected United's bid. If we would accept United's bid, he could have easily gone there.
That's true.
So look, I understand that, but I think they should. Like I don't think Bale. Bale gave us many good years, didn't he? So I don't think he was a proper snake. I think at the time we were in Europa League, we didn't have we missed out Champions League, and I think it was probably about right time for him to move at the time.
Is it when we finished fourth and didn't get into?
No, year
after that.
AVB's first season. So I didn't begrudge Bale for leaving. I didn't begrudge Berbatov for leaving either. I think they're both players who, at the time, was right for them to leave because of where the team was at. So I think I would welcome Bale back if he came. Look. We've obviously got our issues with his age, the amount of football he's played past couple of years, whether his heart's still in it. I would want to be convinced first that he would be. But if I was convinced, I'd welcome him back. I would. And I think if he can give us a couple good years, well worth it.
All right, let's move on to Chewy _ He says, Ben Davis is good enough for a Premier League winning side. He's upgradable, but he's still good enough.
I'm thinking, could he be like our Azpilicueta? Is he good enough for that?
I think there's clear daylight between those two players.
I don't know. Well, yeah, but maybe Azpilicueta is better. But Azpilicueta was coached under like the best defensive coaches, like Mourinho and Conte and them lot. If he can get into Davis, maybe he will become a very good defender, much better. Because Azpilicueta was never really asked to go forward that much.
Yeah, that's true.
And he just kind of stuck to his defensive job, and he very rarely got beaten. So I'm wondering if Davis could fill that role. And also Azpilicueta was quite good at filling in at centre-back as well sometimes, that Davis can do. Could he be our Azpilicueta?
He could be our poor man's Azpilicueta, yeah.
Never know. Never know. But yeah, I think is he good enough for a title-winning side? I just get the feeling he gets exposed too much, Davis. In the big games, in the real, when push comes to shove, he can be exposed. Like against Leipzig, we were actually defending quite well, and he gives away a penalty in the first leg.
And also, how many times do you see us conceding he's completely out of position or something like that?
Yeah. Look, Davis is just a solid player, but he's never gonna
6 or 7 out of 10. I don't think we've ever given him an 8 out of 10.
If Davis is your worst player, then maybe, but I don't think he's our worst player, is he? So.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, it's from Connie Reynolds. And she said, by not spending for 2 summers, Daniel Levy has stopped us from reaching the next level. We would have been at Liverpool's level if we invested sooner.
Well, we didn't. We spent 1 summer, not 2 summers.
So there was the summer where we didn't spend anything. And what did we do the season before that? Who did we sign?
Wasn't the best summer, I guess. We signed Sanchez, we signed Llorente. And we signed, I think we spent a bit more as well on someone else. I can't remember who.
But at the end of the day, that
Moro
summer...
signed Lucas in that January.
But that summer where we signed Llorente and Sanchez, what you just said, that is the summer where we need to be kicking on. That is the summer, because what happened in that season? Leicester won the league that year.
Chelsea won the league. Chelsea won the league. We just finished second.
Exactly. Chelsea won the league. That was our best Premier League season ever. That is the season where you need to invest like Liverpool did and kick on and go and win that title.
Yeah.
That is, and that's very. I know we spent that summer, but it's not spending what we needed to spend.
It wasn't big additions to the squad.
And if
that
we go kick on that summer, maybe we don't become as good as Liverpool, but maybe we do win the Premier League that year. Although Man City got over 100 points that year.
Exactly. I don't know if we win the league that year, even if we don't know. It doesn't matter who we bring in, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that summer cost us a bit, and obviously the summer after cost us a lot. Those 2 summers, most costly.
Ultimately,
they were so costly. Those 2 summers.
Ultimately, when you look at
3 summers, you could even argue. Even after we've Leicester won the league, you could argue we got Wanyama, but do we really? I don't think we signed Janssen and Kudu. Did we really get what we really needed?
Of course not.
Probably not. So,
but when you look at it as a whole, the year that Leicester won the league, we weren't good enough to win the league that year. We just weren't. The year after we were, but Chelsea were just far too superior to anyone in that league.
It was lucky they didn't have any Europe or anything, so they just could concentrate week by week on those games.
Even if we invested that summer, we wouldn't have won the league because Man City were just way too good. One of the best Premier League teams ever. And then that was it. That was it. Man City and Liverpool were just way too good for anyone after that.
Yeah.
So I don't think we would have won the league.
I think we probably would have been in the conversation a bit more.
Yeah, we would have been in the conversation.
You never know. I think if we really pushed on, because we were really consistent at the back end of that 16-17 season, we won 13 of the last 14 games. So that kind of consistency, if we push on from that, you never know. Maybe we could have been competing for the title. Maybe. But it cost us. There's no doubt about it cost us.
Yeah, it cost us from not being higher up in the table, but are you ever actually going to compete with a Man City team that are getting 100 points?
Yeah, probably not. But I think... you got to look at. It's also the position we're in now is because of how we dealt with those transfer windows as well.
For sure.
Which is such a shame because we really could have pushed on.
But what I'm trying to say is, from that Man City to the Liverpool team,
it would have been so hard to compete.
You would have to win the league on over 100 points.
Yeah, it would be like a Barca or Madrid kind of situation. We were never going to be that. I don't think.
There would have been 3 horses in that race.
I don't think we probably
would have been impossible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, anyway, that is the end of the Unpopular Opinions Instagram edition. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, check Facebook early next week as we'll be putting a message out for you guys to send us some more unpopular opinions. Let's see how many episodes we can make out of that one. This is the 4th and last episode of the Instagram edition. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.